which can offer both capture and okay, capturing and analysis. The most popular and well used for and as well as the analyst. Okay, because it can offer both capturing and also analysis features. Also, we can use for troubleshoot your network. Linux shall actually pre-install. If your Windows, you use your Kali Linux, you can directly for Windows, but you need to install. Okay, and very straightforward. There are many tutorials available in the site. Okay, you can view also from other sources or other platform in YouTube, LinkedIn, and many the resources. Because Wireshark consider most popular and then also already in the market for a long time, so it's matured now. First of all, when you want to start your Wireshark, you need to ensure you know your interface. That means your network interface that you want. Use. Okay, we will use our Kali Linux. So for Kali Linux, you can use fconfig. Here for my Kali Linux, I have 3 interfaces, right? 2 wired for Ethernet, Ethernet 0 and Ethernet 1, and look back. Okay, this one because I'm using net, and also this one I'm using the hooks only. So for capturing the network, I will use Ethernet 0 instead. Okay. So I have identify my interface card that I want to capture. Okay. So now I need to open my Wireshark. Here, then go to application, then go to the sniffing, right? Get sniffing and others. Other than that, you can just directly click Wireshark, and it will prompt to select any interface that you want to use. So for this one, I will use Ethernet 0. So last time I have complete some sort like the capturing with different packet file, and then I also download sample packet. Now I want to capture the traffic from my communication using this one best for simulate your packet capturing process. Okay, click one. Then you can do some configuration if you want. Like this one, I just give you example. Click capture, then it will capture the traffic from your communication. To do that, I will visit some sort like YouTube. I will visit, for example, exploit database. So when your communication happen, right? Oh, I have this example. So you can view as well all the exploit databases. At the same time, you can view back your space here. You can capture, right? Capture. So ever part to use this one, for example. Then you will capture all the packet, whether using TLS and others, TCPs. So this from the communication between your interface can capture from your interface. Okay. Once you have capture, you can stop. So if you want to make it as a later evidence or a later analysis, you need to save as a. So this one, put in your download. Want to save, you can save either in pcap.ng or just pcap. Just pcap as well. Fine. Traffic. So this will be pcap file. So later you can analyze the pcap file. This is just simulation of capturing the traffic if let's say you have available traffic that needs to be analyzed. However, there are some requirement where they need to capture everything, especially in server part, right? But when you capture for 2 hours, 3 hours, one day, they require more and more space to store your packet capture. That's why nowadays most of the time they only analyze the logs. So meaning that the logs only capture the specific event, not everything. But depend on your requirement and your setting. So now you already have your own packet already capture. You can try to play around with the filtering. Okay, for example, you want to filter the IP, you want to filter the ports that you use. You can do. For example, here you can put CP port. This is from your live. Okay, this is from your live packet. For example, see there are TCP port using 443 where we are accessing some of the website, right? Here we use transport layer security 1.2, so you can identify lah all these things, right? And this, okay, this is the filtering part. There are many other content that you can filter based on specific requirement from this. For example, here you want to only filter specific conversation between two IP. For example, you already identify in memory analysis or from host-based analysis or image host analysis, you found that there are communication between two IP. For example, from the victim machine to the C2 or CNC machine. Okay. For example, your server have been compromised and then they have communicate to command and control server from the malware or the ransomware part. So you already identify these two addresses you can filter, so you only can view those communication for data transfer and others lah. So this is just very specific example that you can use. So that other communication you can eliminate. This is how you can triage the evidence. There are many other example you can think about. But for this lab, I just want you to get idea how to analyze. So you need to go through very simple picate file here. Visit. Okay. Try to go to this website, wiki Wireshark, so that you can get the sample file that already created or captured this website. Searching for sample captured the SMTP. Okay. File SMTP is for email. Simple mail transfer protocol SMTP. This one. Select this SMTP pcap. Let pcap. This is very simple example and very specific and small pcap file. Okay. Click and then you can download. So please download it. So this one we will go through step by step. Just very simple. When you download, you can use also wget, but the easiest part you just download here. Go to the site and download directly from the link. Okay, now we're moving to the example. When you have downloaded packet, you open back your Wireshark. Currently, you are using your live packet capture, and then you save. Now you want to use the available one. So that's mean the pre-captured one, where you download from this SMTP website, right? This one, SMTP pcap, we already downloaded. Then you can click to open it. They were populated and open. Okay. But this one, you just close the filter because we don't want to filter using the previous one, TSP, right? Okay, before you filter, maybe you can try to find the timeline here based on the timeline. Without filtering, you can go to same packet or frame here. The frame number 6, is it same? You see the IP address, the source IP address 74 dot something, and then the protocol using SMTP, and also the communication timeline, right? We communicate on 5th October 2009. See the thing. So you click here, SMTP, respond. So you see here, service ready. Response code, service ready. Is it similar? This is the information, response code in domain. What I mean by the service ready? This service ready indicate the device is running an SMTP server and is ready to receive email message. So meaning here we are capturing the packet from email server, right? SMTP server, email server gateway lah. Additional information about the server and warning that the server does not authorize the use of its system to send unsolicited bulk email. So meaning here they can receive email and send maybe single email per transaction. Okay, this is what we learn from this information. This is very small packet, so it's not much. You can look, but there are very basic component that we can discover. And next, you try to use the filter. You only want to filter the SMTP, right? You can see here all the protocols using SMTP, right? Only this one ICMP, because unreachable. Okay. We can see here source and destination. Source and destination. So this is the server and the destination, right? So from here, from the 6, 7, 9, 10, line 10, okay, here you can see the authentication log on. So the username, password, and so on, right? This one I already use the encoding, right? Without encoding, you can see, without encode, you will see by your side, this is information, xn something, user, right? And then the password as well. There are different code, not a plain text, so you didn't understand. Okay. So what you need to do, actually you try to encode based on this binary, character, and so on. One by one. But it take time, right? To convert it into the plain text. This is the example from this tag PWFU, for example. From this one, they will convert into to part textual. But don't worry, the easiest way, you just right click to that particular username, right? Example here, user, right click, protocol, simple protocol, and decode. I already decode, right? When I'm disable the decode, you can see this is the original one. So I need to decode back protocol SMTP decode. Okay, when I decode, I can get this one, the password as well. Okay, clear. This one very simple. Try play around with the decode and uncode, code and decode, right? Next, once you get the information, you obtain the information, you can try to click back username and password information. Okay. Authentication, login, same, right? And then you see the response username. They have encoded already, right? This one, right? Same. Okay. The information what you can do. Okay, and then this is the information, other information that you can get from, for example, the password, the mail from, that's mean the sender and the receiver, the message, and others lah, right? These are the information that you can obtain. And then you try to discover the email content. Discover the email content. You see the fragment 45. You can explore from 14 data frame to this one. 45, fine. Here, you can see this is the content, right? Content of the email. Make it bigger lah, right? Content of the email, frame 45, and others, you can see lah. The information available. You can try to find the correct content. See here. So you need to find the whole email, message format, internet message. You can see there are some information about the application they use. Internet message format. This one. Okay. Information about this. Language, content type, here. This, okay, this one, Office, Microsoft Office Outlook 12. Okay, so the information, what type of application they use for the email content, and others. This one, email consists of 14 fragment, data fragment. This fragment. 14, 1, 2, which one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 14. Okay, this is the fragment. Other than that, you can try to find also the contents of the email itself, the plain text content. To try to find encapsulated multi-part text plain. Okay, this is the plain text. I send to SMTP, find the attachment and the GPS. This is the fragment, a frame, 14 frame, and reassemble into 45. Okay, now we want to find the content, right? From my multi-part media, right? This one. At the end, find the information, encapsulate multi-part, then plain text. This is the plain text, right? Line by line. Do text plain, okay? Line-based text. Okay. This is the information. You can get it from. Too long, right? Okay. One first boundary and so this is the thing. This is the message line, 12 line. Okay, this is the message of the email. Okay, other than that, the easiest way how to find the specific content, this is another content you can find, right? 2 by 3, attachment name, and others you can find here. The easiest way to get the data, the information of the data, can go through another alternative way to see. Suppose here you find data here. Okay, this is the data. What you need to do, you need to right click and follow the TCP stream. Click, follow TCP stream, then you will get the information of the content. This is about the content, the data itself. You can see the data. From to, that means the sender and receiver, the timestamp here, right? Then Microsoft Outlook they use. Then content part, we have multi-part. We have one content. The first part here, you can see, hello, I send you SMTP picket file. find the attachment in GPS. Then they have another part where they name others, for example, this one, the attachment, for example, news.txt. This lah, right? This is another considered alternative way to obtain the information. So later, I think next week we have a lab test, like lab assessment or lab exercise 1, right? After that, we will cover another component where you can analyze more using other tools, right? Command tools, command line tools to discover the information. Okay, for this one, bit easy, very common, very basic, like I can say this basic information gathering from the packet as well, right? Can investigate further because the important part when you want to discover very specific artifact or evidence based on the use case or based on the case that you investigate. Like I said before, is fraud. Normally they are sending or they communicate with using the email. We identify the email, then we filter only email both or other parties that involved. So other email we can ignore. Other than that, the data breach, for example, we try to find the source and destination where the data have been copy and upload in others. Okay, this is what you need to answer. Actually, I will give you answer lah when it happened based on the timestamp. You found there is the date and time. Email client Outlook 12, right? Or at Office Microsoft Outlook version 12. And then what type of the content of the email they got multiple part. They have the message. They have also the attachment and others. What approach you can use? This is the thing, right? Then you need to answer the quiz so that the quiz will become your attempt to the quiz will become your attendance. Your attendance will be counted based on the submission or the attempt of your quiz. I think that's all for this lab. Okay. See you later next week's for your lecture and lab exercise. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.